So something I've never really talked about before is the fact that I'm actually a humongous fan of the MCU, aka the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's a film franchise that I've been following ever since the very beginning with Iron Man, and it's something that me and my friends and my family have all been following for the longest time. And yeah, I just love the movie. I even before the movie, I love a lot of the characters. Like I read a lot of the Marvel comics. I've been reading them for a long time, and yeah, and with it, especially the movies, I really love watching them and I love following them. And now with Avengers Endgame being the next MCU movie to come out, I thought before that I actually looked back at the last 21 Marvel movies and rank them from work to bed. Yeah, I never really done a ranking before, but it's something I really want to start doing, and the first of these is my ranking of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Like I said, it's something that I've been a fan of for a long time, and now I really just want to start talking about them. So let's get started. I hope you all like this. Number 21, The Incredible Hulk. Starting us off at number 20, he is the second entry to the MCU, that being the second attempt to make a solo Hulk movie, The Incredible Hulk. This has always been the lead of all the MCU movies for me, and yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree, and it probably always will. Definitely not a bad movie at all, and it had some really great performances. Yeah, especially from Edward Norton, who did a really great performance as Bruce Banner. The movie itself is just very dull and bland and very slow paced, and it's kind of hard to get really considering how slow the movie is. And yeah, it doesn't really have much. It doesn't really have much hope in it, and the direction isn't really anything that extraordinary. It's a very okay movie. It's not really. It's definitely not great, and it kind of hard and it definitely had a very slow narrative. I'm happy I saw it, and it's not a bad movie, and yeah, I am happy I saw it, and over a few more rewatches, it had gotten a little better. It's just not that fulfilling as a Hulk movie. Number 20 for The Dark World. When I was actually rewatching all the MCU movies just before I went to see Avengers Infinity War last year, I actually managed to quickly pick up on a lot of things I may have noticed before, like that and new ideas on them, especially some of the first two four movies because I hadn't seen them in a long time. And while I do find them to be pretty enjoyable with some creative elements, and then they're not really anything that special, and I find the majority of them kind of boring. The second one in particular because it's not all that funny and it's not all that investing. Chris Hemsworth and Anthony Hopkins are definitely fantastic in it, and I would say Loki is easily the best part of the movie, and the most enjoyable part with another amazing performance from Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, and it is a lot of fun to see him as a character. It always is. Barrett, however, isn't very engaging, and while I do find it to be kind of enjoyable, Barrett just isn't really anything that bad. So, and it has probably the worst MCU movie of all time, MCU villain of all time with Mallet here. Number 19, Thor. Speaking of which, here's the first movie in the Thor trilogy and the movie that helped make the MCU a whole lot bigger. Well, this movie was definitely an impressive when it was originally coming out and was considered it definitely helped flesh out the Marvel universe a lot more and make it a whole lot bigger and more expansive. It doesn't really hold up years later. It's nice to see that they didn't entirely follow the typical fish out of water story, and it did kind of spice it up a little bit, but it didn't really help it because it's still not that special of a movie. It's mostly fun, especially another anything to do with Loki again, but I don't know. Some days it can be kind of boring, and a lot of it could be because I haven't watched the first. And the reason I may have been kind of nice to it originally because I probably haven't seen either of the first two Thor movies for a long time. But I'm not gonna lie. After I saw Thor Ragnarok, and which is definitely a more comedic take on Thor, and then I saw these two movies, it almost kind of felt impossible to see the first two movies again just because it kind of make fun of them so much. But even the movie itself, it can be really enjoyable, and it's really well directed and well acted, especially from Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston again, like always. But I don't know, it's good, but I just don't think it really holds up all that well. Number 8 is Iron Man 2. Now we're getting into the Iron Man movie. I know after the first movie, the quality of these movies really does go down, but that doesn't entirely mean they're bad. I do find the second movie to be a bit underrated, and I do really love the cast, the visuals, and I think the end climax is really cool. Sure, the story's pretty inconsistent, and it doesn't really go anywhere with the subplot a lot of the time with a pretty lackluster villain with Whiplash, but I do find it to be decently enjoyable for most of it, even if some scenes do drag on and become a bit boring after a while. I do really love the cat and a lot of the new characters like Nick Fury and Coulson and yeah, seeing them introduce Black Widow into the universe was a good way of expanding the universe in a way. And yeah, again, I don't really hate this movie like a lot of people do. I do know what the problems are, and I'm not done with them, but I do find the movie decently enjoyable for the majority. Number 17, Iron Man 2. Well, after the Iron Man trilogy movie was easily an improvement over the second movie, but it still had a fair amount of problems. While Robert Downey Jr. once again showed as a genius billionaire playboy philanthropist Tony Stark, there was a major hype surrounding the movie considering that the marketing was showing that Iron Man was going to be taking on the greatest enemy, the Mandarin. Personally, I'm not super deep into the Iron Man comics, so I'm not that familiar with the main character, but I know enough to know that he's Iron Man's best villain, and seeing him portrayed in this movie as he's nothing like the way the comics were like, but yeah, that is kind of a letdown. But yeah, given the fact that he was actually given like that kind of treatment is kind of hilarious. It is kind of funny when you think about it. And sure, it's kind of lackluster, especially given how overkilling is the main villain. And yeah, it is kind of pathetic. But I do find that to be kind of hilarious. But I do really like all the rest of the like a lot of the rest of the movie, even if it is like the last movie in the sense that some scenes do drag on too long and become kind of boring. But I like a lot of the other parts of it, and it is a fun movie, and I really do like other things like the climax and the dockyard with all the different Iron Man suits. Number 15, Captain Marvel. Now we come to the latest MCU movie, and the one just before Endgame. I actually wasn't that excited for this movie. I mean, I kind of was, but not entirely. But yeah, when it finally arrived, I was excited to see it. But but when I did see it, yeah, we kind of on the same boat that a lot of people were when I heard people's initial reaction to this movie. Yeah, it was kind of good, and yeah, it was definitely good, and there were a lot of really great elements in there, but I don't know, I kind of saw the whole movie as kind of boring and not all that fulfilling either. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of great moments in there, especially Brie Larson, like Carol, and and Samuel Jackson as a younger Nick Fury, which was easily the best part of the movie. But yeah, aside from that, there isn't that much. But I feel really, but I still had a pretty good time with it. There, even if there were a lot of other problems I had with the movie as well. Aside from that, well, yeah, it's seriously another fairly alright MCU movie. And yeah, I'm pretty glad I saw it, and it was a pretty good follow for for what we're going to be seeing in Endgame. Especially if you saw the end credit scene at the very end. Number 15, Avengers Age of Ultron. If you were following my blog for a while, then this might come as a shock here for some of you, because while I originally really liked this movie and put it really high on my rankings it for the MCU, as I said, when I rewatched all the MCU movies before Infinity War, I actually noticed some more things about it. And yeah, obviously my opinion's gone down like the first two four movies. It's good, but yeah, like I've already said for these other movies, it's kind of boring, with it being kind of not being very fulfilling. And yeah, it does feel kind of lackluster, and there are some scenes in it that drag on too much, or even some parts that just aren't that great. In fact, the movie itself isn't really great, but it's really great to see the move. It was really great to see the heroes back together, and it had a really enjoyable villain with all Ron with a lot of great moments and lines throughout the movie. Even if the climax is kind of dull in a way, but I do really like the newly good things they added to the movie, like Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Vision, who were great introductions to the universe. Number 14, Ant-Man. For 2015, I feel a better movie like Ant-Man. Paul Rudd was introduced as Scott Lang along with the other fantastic cast members in this movie. While the movie is probably leaning toward the lower part of the MCU, that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's still a lot of fun, and I do really like it. It may not be anything very special, but I like how more grounded it was for an MCU movie after Age of Ultron. It's also creative in ways of the action because of how it takes advantage of the idea of shrinking and growing things, which is really great to see. Paul Rudd himself is a super likable actor and I really love seeing him here. And seeing the lead here was fantastic and hilarious, and definitely one of the fun, and in my opinion, definitely easily one of the funniest characters in the MCU ever. It may definitely have a disappointing villain with Yellow Jack. Yeah, that kind of, but in my opinion, that's really overshadowed by the action, the character, the story, the performances, and really just how investing it made feel in a lot of points. And the fact that you're able to do a lot of the different action with the kind of character is really it was really and it's really impressive that they were able to get this movie out after how they had a bit of production problems when it was going out originally, but they still managed to make a movie that was really enjoyable nonetheless. Number 13, Ant-Man and the Wasp. At number 13 is the first of the MCU movie from last year, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I've heard it sounds to be more fun than the first film and much more enjoyable though and much more creative. I wouldn't say he's highly creative because there were some more problems, some problems with the movie that I did have it back during the opening scene. I did get kind of started out kind of weak, but I get and yeah, back to the whole runtime, I think it's a bit too long, and didn't really like the last end credit scene. I was kind of a letdown, but aside from that, I still really like the movie. I think it was really creative, really fun, and I just really like a lot of the ideas that they came up with. And it was nice that we actually got a team up to another real team up comic book movie with Ant-Man himself and the Wasp herself. And I really like the dynamic between the two of them, and I really like how they were able to sort of implement a lot of the ideas that they had here, and it was just a lot of fun to watch it play out. So yeah, overall, I really like it, and I think it's a really good time. Number 12, Captain America, the First Avenger. The first from the Captain America movie is his first galaxy here. For me personally, I found it kind of weird and a little hilarious that Chris Evans was actually signed on to this movie when I first heard of it because I had already seen him in the previous Fantastic Four movie. But he's perfect as this character. One of the best comic book acting choices ever, in my opinion. He totally owns the role, and I love him as a character. This is all really impressive because the early parts of Captain America are relatively silly and all that because it was written, the original Captain America character was created in the 1940s, so that was kind of inevitable. But this was honestly, in my opinion, really impressive because of how well written it was, how well directed it was, and how well acted it was by everyone. Not just Evans, but just everyone involved in this movie. And it turned out to be a really fun adventure with some great supporting characters. And honestly, a really sad ending. Not the most saddest MCU ending, but still, and it was really effective. Number 11, Doctor Strange. 2060, Doctor Strange was definitely an interesting movie for the MCU. For one thing, it was introduced a new element to the universe, and it had a fantastic main actor playing a really cool hero with Benedict Cumberbatch as Stephen Strange. The fact that Marvel was able to introduce a weird character like Doctor Strange into the MCU and make it work is just amazing. The big work there really a highlight with really creative stuff here, and I really must give a lot of credit to Josh Erickson for being able to come up with a lot of these things, and it was really creative and really awesome just watching it. But it's also just really well directed in other ways as well. Sure, the pacing kind of weird, and the pacing kind of weird, like at the start where it's kind of clunky and not all that constructed. But besides that and a couple of other problems, it's a really enjoyable movie that I really like, and I'm really excited to see what they can do with the character in the future. Number 10, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The first appearance from a movie from 2017 was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. For myself personally, this is a movie that I think a lot ever since I first saw it. And even since I've seen it when I got it on DVD. I didn't really like it, but when I originally saw it, I was kind of being torn because I was and sure wish I liked better, either this one or the first Guardian. But again, after rewatching the MCU movies, I noticed new things about them, and for one thing, I sort of began to understand what some people were saying when they were talking about how they thought some of the parts of the movie were kind of weird and not and kind of rotten for it. And yeah, I still like them, and they provide good character depth and development with fleshing out the characters. But I thought it was getting a little low that it hit as they were doing it over and over. Still though, at least visually, this is easily one of the best MCU movies, and I still really love the cat, and I thought Ego was an awesome and charismatic villain with some really entertaining performance. In fact, yeah, pretty much every single performance was entertaining. I was just always having a great time. I always have a great time with them. I'm still really happy with the way it turned out. And yeah, again, I just think it's just a lot of fun to watch it, to watch from start to finish. Number 9, Thor Ragnarok. 2017 biggest gamble from Marvel with Taika Waititi take on a fresh new version for Thor, with them removing so many things from the MCU to make one of the most fun MCU movies ever. While it may be incredibly comedic with what it's doing, it's also amazing to look yeah, and it's great to see all these characters, so many character shots with great looks and colors. However, though, still a great villain in my opinion, and I love all the rest of the cast. Everyone here is fantastic. Chris Hemsworth is totally killing it for in this one, and this is easily his best performance as a character. I love the whole dynamic with him and Hulk and how they played off each other really well. In the end, climax is also a lot of fun with them fighting Hela's army on the bridge. It's over, and yeah, really just everything in the movie was just hilarious. It's actually Howard, who I always say is the funniest MCU character today. And yeah, really the entire movie is just so incredibly fun to watch, and it's so incredibly entertaining from start to finish, like a lot of these other MCU movies. Number 8, Captain America Civil War. Yeah, actually, this is a really big surprise for me. This was probably gonna be like in the top 5 a while back, like when I first saw it 3 years ago. But now after seeing all these movies again, I realize new things about this movie in particular. I still really love the movie, and I love what they did to make it feel incredibly fresh, and I still think it has some of the best action ever. But when I see the first half of the movie, well, it's definitely interesting with it being amazingly balanced with the characters, and I love seeing the different opinions by the characters. I think it can drag it a little bit too much. I do find it fun with it. I do have fun with it when I go back and watch it. But I think I mainly love it because it introduced characters like Spider-Man and Black Panther into the universe, and they're amazing here. The writing is good, and the cast and the action are all perfect, and the story is fantastically told. But I do just want to see action and the act. Still, it's a fantastic movie with interesting ideas, and I love seeing the opposing character ideas, and I love how you understand where everyone's coming from and you understand their motivation. And that's another reason why I love the movie so much. And I think Gmo is actually a really cool villain, and it's definitely a villain where you can actually understand where he's coming from. Number 7, Iron Man, the one that got it all. Iron Man remains maybe one of the best origin story comic book movies of all time. Robert Downey Jr. may have been having a hard time with being a kind of hard person to work with originally, but they totally saved him with him being the perfect captain story ever. Like in my opinion, he's the best captain for at comic book character ever. And the direction by Jon Favreau is fantastic, and I love how the story is told and paced. It was also really amazing when this movie came out because Iron Man was, kind of an unknown Marvel character before this, but this helped make him one of the most popular superheroes ever. The same can be said for a lot of the MCU movies too, but this is all just really well told, well paced, and just a lot of fun to watch. And it's really interesting. And the whole rest of the characters and performances are really help steal the movie too. It's just really well told and really interesting to watch. Number 6, Black Panther. Another movie from last year established Bobby Minnesota movie as the King of Wakanda, Black Panther. Going in, I was very curious to see a movie like this because I wanted to see how Ryan Coogler, who I hadn't seen before, how he could direct a movie like this because I heard how amazing a director he was before, and he gave but everything we could ever want out of a movie like this. And he definitely delivered a very interesting and one of the more interesting and more entertaining MCU movies out there, in my opinion. It has maybe my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe villain ever with Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, and it has so many amazing details about it. It has so many amazing aspects to its story that it makes it so interesting and so much fun to watch. This is also, in my opinion, the best assembled cast for any MCU movie. They got some of the best talents out there for these characters, and it really paid off, in my opinion. And I do personally have problems with the movie, but I think but compared to all the amazing stuff in the movie, they're practically very minimal. And even with those, everything in it is just so interesting, and I love the cast, the fact that they were able to make a live action movie of Black Panther, who's a character I've always liked, and they actually managed to pull it off like this is incredible. Like, I really love a lot of the aspects of the movie, and I love Chadwick Boseman himself as the character too. Number 5, Captain America the Winter Soldier. Nowadays, whenever I think of the best Captain America movie, well, I may have said before, or at least thought before, that Civil War was the best. After watching all these movies again, Winter Soldier just seems to be the better movie, in my opinion. It got super interesting, creative, and amazingly told story. The characters are well and naturally structured in terms of how they're presented, and it got one of the biggest twists in the MCU. Actually, two of them. It's also one of the best paid comic book movies I've ever seen, and the action is also almost perfect. A few times it may look a bit too close up and too fast in terms of the camera and editing a little bit, but it's still amazingly fantastic with amazing choreography and everything. And all the performances, whether they're from the last movie or just being introduced in this movie at all, I just really love how this movie is shown, and I think it's the best portrayal of Captain America in a solo movie, in my opinion anyway. I'm not really sure what a lot of other people would think of when they're talking about these movies. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy. 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm sure, was a big surprise to everyone when it was released. It was based on a comic book series that no one really knew that much about except for people who would have actually read it. And really, it kind of a surprise that it actually worked, considering the fact that it was a huge budget sci-fi film. But James done with it. We hate all that, and hate all the characters, and make a super fun movie with the characters that have now become almost as famous as the regular Avengers. It's also got incredible visuals, one of the most likable cast in any comic book movie, and it's so funny. I wouldn't say it's the funniest comic book movie ever, but it's still hilarious. The music is also fantastic, and it's a very unique, and it's definitely a very unique soundtrack for the MCU. And the movie itself is just really entertaining and fun, and I love it for that. And it's also got an amazing rip, and you're never bored with it once when you're watching it. It's always just been such a fun movie to watch. Not just for me, but just everyone. I'm pretty much just repeating what everyone's been saying about this movie ever since it was first released 5 years ago. And it definitely, in my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if this was kind of a landmark for comic book movies and one that would actually stay in comic book movies forever, which it definitely should have. Number three, Spider-Man Homecoming. Honestly, in my opinion, there was absolutely no doubt that Homecoming was going to be one of the top five MCU movies ever. Not only do I think that it's the best solo Marvel movie ever made with Marvel's greatest superhero ever, but it's also one of the most fun comic book movies I've ever seen. And I mean, come on, it's the first solo MCU movie for the web winning wall crawling superhero of Marvel. And besides, come on, it's Spider-Man in the MCU. That's kind of the best idea anyone could ever think. Yeah, when it comes to Marvel, and yeah, come on, it is really just when you think about it, and it is for me personally, considering Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time, and really, this movie just provided everything you could ever want from a Spider-Man movie, and it's easily the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. It portrays the character of Spider-Man perfectly and gives us one of, if not maybe one, yeah, really just one of the best comic book movie villains I've ever, really, not only that I've ever seen, but just one that's ever been made with Michael Keaton as the voice. It's also super hilarious, it's really adventurous, incredibly entertaining, and definitely a really fun movie. I love Tom Holland as the character, and the rest of the supporting characters are like perfect as it happens to and Jay. It's also got a great comic relief character with Jake Battleland as Ned. Really, it just has everything I could ever want out of a comic book movie. In my opinion, it's the perfect portrayal of Spider-Man of the big three, and I just cannot wait for Far From Home later on this year. Number two, The Avengers. Coming close to number one is a movie that combines five previous movie characters into one movie, and it being one of the biggest blockbusters ever, The Avengers. This was honestly a big risk for Marvel. They had been setting this movie up for 4 years, and nothing like this had really ever been done before. But it played out perfectly to make one of the most fun movies I think I've ever seen, with all the original Avengers finally coming together after the hype they've been building up for this long. It was mainly fun because these characters are so much fun and so good and so much fun to watch interact with. That alone is what people want to see when these movies are made. These characters having fun and just having hilarious and fun interactions. And yeah, everything in the movie got paid off perfectly. Josh Whedon was the perfect choice to helm this project, and she definitely was able to make a combination of every single element you could ever want out of a movie, and I'm so happy to say that it paid off tremendously. And not just me, come on, everyone's already seen this movie, so we all know how amazing a movie it is, and yeah, come on, yeah, everyone knows how amazing this movie is and how impressive it is that this movie was being hyped up for so long and was able to be this good. Not only just this good, but out of the six original MCU movies, this is by far the best that had ever come out. And yeah, and even and there's never a single boring moment in the movie, and it's got so many epic moments, and seeing them all back, and the ginormous battle at the end is just an amazing moment. Come on, you all know that. Number one, Avengers Infinity War. And finally at number one is last year's enormous movie event, Avengers Infinity War. Not only biggest, the biggest movie event of last year, or even the biggest movie event of the MCU, maybe just one of the biggest movie events in movie history. Now, yes, I know this might be kind of weird, and considering it's just a current move, then I have only seen it once and watched a ton of clips of it on YouTube ever since then. But I think this might be the most fun and entertaining and most exciting MCU movie out there. This also might be the most fulfilling movie experience I've ever had. When I first saw it, I was getting so many goosebumps throughout the entire runtime. This also might be the most rewatchable MCU movie I've ever seen because there's so many amazing moments in it that I could just watch forever and never get tired of it. Of course, like the first Avengers movie, what really carries this movie are the characters and how fantastically they're portrayed. I wouldn't say they're all 100% well portrayed considering they're directed by different directors, so they're not going to be exactly how they were before, but they're still well shown, and seeing all these different characters interacting is easily the best part of the whole movie. Not only that, but also an amazing action, and Thanos is an amazing villain with a motivation that you can understand, and he's pretty terrifying. Josh Brolin is also awesome, and the effects on him are practically perfect. And yeah, not only that, but he's just super interesting. You can really get behind him and you can understand exactly why he's doing this and you can understand how this would be his movie. And yeah, really, come on. This is just a really amazing feat considering how long this movie was being built up for and it actually delivered on it. And something else I really love is how even though there's not a lot of sitting down and talking with the characters, at least you can understand why considering we've been watching these characters for so long, so you can understand why they don't have many scenes of just sitting down and talking and they're all just kind of running into the action, and it makes sense considering how long we've been seeing the characters, and the characters are just well acted with amazing performances from everyone. From everyone, and the action here might also be on par with Civil War with how well it's going, and they're both well tied for having the best action in the MCU. The movie's also amazingly balanced in terms of characters mostly. The only thing I would say I didn't like was the whole thing with Wanda and Vision and Scotland. It was just kind of boring. I didn't really care about it all that much. But thankfully it's short and it's not and the whole and the entire movie itself isn't complicated. You can understand exactly what's going on. And the ending is also so unexpected and unexpected and sad. I was honestly scared by the end, and it even made me cry. Not just me, but so did a lot of other people. And if you've ever seen this movie, which you most likely have, then you know I have binge, and seeing the scene with Spider-Man die honestly made me cry because it was so emotional and heartbreaking. I can't wait to see what they're able to do from here on with Avengers in Endgame, and what they were able to do here is absolutely amazing. And really, yeah, come on, I'm just so happy with how well they're able to show this to all of us, and I'm so happy, especially as an MCU movie fan, or even just a Marvel fan in general, I'm so happy with how this movie was made, and I'm so happy to say that it's easily my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie ever, and already why Avengers Infinity War is my favorite MCU movie ever. And so everyone, back my rank in the 21 current Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Thank you all for watching, and so I had a great time talking about all these movies, considering how much of a Marvel fanboy I am, and I cannot wait for Avengers Endgame in just a few weeks. And yeah, I think I might do a review of it when it comes out. But yeah, with the current movie, I'm so glad I got to do this rank, from all, and I can't wait to be able to do a whole lot more of these in the future. And so, thank you all for watching. Please like this video. Please comment down below to tell me what you think. Or if you're a Marvel fan, please tell me how you would rank all these movies. And please subscribe for more content like this coming soon. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you all again, and take care.